私は女王陛下を、もし私がわずかなりとも肩代わりできるのならよい。大臣にキスがいい。英国と女王陛下、この力素晴らしい。
Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be unlocking Clotaire's 5 Skates of Fate. So gear-wise, my Clotaire just stole Rachel's set of gear, and in terms of upgrades, I actually have my Clotaire at 2 out of 4 Mastery. I think I upgraded him when I was doing Rozenciel Skates of Fate. So he does have access to various skills, like Searing Void, like Immolation Crystallization for a mobility buff, and he actually has 2 AoEs, because I can also bring Meteor rather than the Pyromancy skill. So we'll just do that. And although the thing to note is he does not have any bond upgrades, so that will be a big limitation. Nonetheless, let's go into his Skate of Fate and get started. The first one is reverse the happenstances of time and space, change the decisions of the past, return to that turbulent eve. Feed Sirius win within 5 rounds and no one from your team was killed. Here we go. I must go and save her, even if my country is in a sea of flames and smoke engulfs the sky. Even if she falls into an eternal slumber under the fragmented crystals and can no longer respond to my calls. I must save her. Whether as her sword, her eye, her courtier, her servant, or just as someone who owes his life to her, I will save her regardless. This is the duty that the man known as Clotaire must fulfill. Mr. Clotaire? Mr. Clotaire? Ugh, I fainted again? You've been inside the realm of Langrisser for a long time. If you don't go back into the roster, I mean if you don't answer the summoning of Langrisser, the time rift will close. The summoning of Langrisser, huh. Spirit of Langrisser, you said it yourself too. Being summoned to a new world means parting ways with the past. But I still have a duty of utmost importance to fulfill. I cannot abandon the past just like this. Well, actually, the new world isn't all that bad, you know. Even though most of the heroes summoned to this world get dragged into blind dates, wild goose chases, popularity contests, and other bizarre things. Aside from seeking treasure, protecting villagers, and escorting around a certain green-haired girl, the monthly events also see us going to places like godforsaken land of demons to pay a counseling visit to Bozel. Oh jeez. But there are many strange and unexpected occurrences in this world. There's even exists a mysterious thing that can turn back time. A mysterious thing that can turn back time? Is that... Didn't you try to sell me something called a clock of forgiveness? Huh? Did Yulia mention something like that? No, that's impossible. As an eye candy character, Yulia is absolutely forbidden from selling her own goods. Yulia definitely did no such thing. Really? Ah, it seems the goddess is calling me. Yulia must attend to her newly arrived clients. Newly arrived heroes. One last word of advice, Mr. Clotaire. If you really do want to fulfill the wish in your heart, it wouldn't hurt to go into the new world and search for clues. Of course, please remember to give Yulia a 5-star rating once you finish using it. A clock of forgiveness that can reverse time? If I really can obtain such a thing and alter my catastrophic past, perhaps I really can. Why? I tried so many times. Why is it still not responding? The time rift clearly opened, and I could see the colorful light gleaming in the passage. Why did it disappear again in the end? What's wrong, Almi? Ever since this morning you've been... Wait, is that a clock in your hands? What are you doing, Almeda? That's a limited edition item we bought privately from Miss Yulia. Don't waste it. I won't accept it. I won't accept it. I'll go back and try again. I'll definitely get it this time. Almeda, what are you going to do? Don't drag us into it. Hey! Spirit of Langrisser, heed my summons. Is this the 5th time that the dimension door has been opened? The power of that clock certainly is astounding. They've appeared? That line, it's from... Let me borrow this clock for a moment, brats. If I succeed, I'll come back and return it to you. Eh? My clock! Give it back to me! I'm going to the source of the capital's destruction, where the fall of Regensburg began. It's here. Shalinka and that masked creep. If I can stop them from entering the palace, I'll ruin their plot here and now. The tragedy of Regensburg's destruction must be preventable here. This is the last station, my dear master. Welcome to the sole remaining oasis in the ruins of the Empire, the eye of the storm that stirred up all of Yeles, Regensburg. As long as that rabid dog doesn't cause mischief, you'll be able to see that adorable crystal doll of yours very soon. Don't bother trying to show off your inferior insight in front of me, Vincent. I know this land far better than you. The Regensburg capital? Haha. After 150 years, this ridiculous city still stands. I can't wait to see its master all twisted and broken. How long are you going to keep talking nonsense? This isn't the night for you to reminisce about the past. I have long felt the same as you, impatient after all this time. I will personally lead this tragic queen to the altar and make her final sacrifice for this sword. It seems that a sad and maniacal farce is about to be staged here. Now then, who will be the actors and who will be the audience, I wonder? Give up this daydream fantasy of yours, Vincent. This is simply the final resting place for you brutes. That voice? Hey, Clotaire, don't you think a welcoming like that is a bit over the top? Don't scare our distinguished guests. Spare me your humbug, Vincent. Little flames like these are nothing compared to the scorched earth and sins wrought by these two demons. What's the matter with you, Clotaire? Shouldn't you be inside the palace right now and accompanying your darling, Her Majesty the Queen? Explaining the horrors I've witnessed to a cowardly runaway like you is tiresome. If you had seen the ashes and heard the screams, you would realize that there is nothing in this world that would give me greater pleasure than driving my sword through your heart. Do you mean you're being serious? Is that how you people of Regensburg greet others now? This savage and destitute pain is exactly to my liking. Do you really think you can trick me like before? Wake up! You shall feel the fury of all Regensburg. Alrighty. So, let's just get started. You only use Clotaire, so... What are the feats anyways? I already forgot. Clotaire, have you lost your senses already? Or have you lost your senses again? Are you really going to kill them? Killing these two is the only way to save the Empire and Her Majesty. The machine of destruction must be stopped here! Oh no, the response with Elsalia is deviating. Where are we going now? We're done for! This is the main storyline! We can't just barge into a restricted plot filming location like this. Oh no, and we teleported at a really inopportune time. It's those two troublesome creeps. What the? Those are Caconsis reinforcements? What are they doing here all of a sudden? Sorry, oh man. Lady Shalinka, didn't you assure us that the sword can be passed off as the real thing? What's the big deal? Just wipe out these imps along with that impudent flame guy. Oh man. This is so ridiculous. Alright, so let's just move up and launch out an AoE. I'm not even gonna bother activating any other skills. He saw through all my plans. This power, it's impossible. Possessing the strength and skills almost of one who can see the future. Are you really Clotaire? The hour of atonement is here. Now accept your judgment. Can't believe I'm at a disadvantage in a battle with a mortal. With things as they stand, must I resort to my trump card? Trump card? I suppose by trump card you mean that blue moon in the sky. You. What? What are you? Me? Just a revenant of your crimes. Ha! Can't believe it. That intolerable look on your faces. Wait a second, Mr. Clotaire, are you really determined to kill them? Interfering with the timeline like this might have unexpected consequences. Consequences? From the moment I turned back the clock of time, I've been ready to accept all consequences. I must save Her Highness. I must rescue her from endless pain and suffering. Even if it disrupts the continuum of time and destroys my soul, even if I end up saving her in a timeline that's completely different from the original one, I will still do it. No, that's not what we meant by unexpected consequences. Wait, what's with this sudden overtime notice? The monthly event isn't here yet, is it? I'm still on vacation, hey! Where's Licorice? Where did she go? Wasn't she supposed to be taking over this shift for me? Hey, don't drag me away. I'm a flying unit. Am I going to be disrespected like this? Hey! Damn it. The worst that could happen still happened. Bozo becomes the new villain. This dark power. How is this possible? What's going on? Why does the overtime notice say main storyline scene? Didn't we agree that I would retire after the first part was over? Huh? It's you guys again. And who is this guy exuding flames from his body? Did you beat the villain of the second part early and now you need me to take over? Why do I feel a tightness in my chest? Is my conscience in pain? Did you even look at the script? How many times have I warned you? Don't just press skip every time there's a story segment! But speaking of which, the villain in the second part was a bit too weak, don't you think? He didn't even last 15 chapters. Where did they find such a hack? Are we really in a sad age where physical appeal is valued greater than strength? A bony guy like that ought to come and spend some time training in Velzeria. Or train with the Anarchy Bros. What on Gaia is going on? Could it be that there's someone even more sinister behind those two? And that being of evil with an aura of sheer darkness? The morals of this world are declining with each day. Back in the years when I made my debut, I would give it my all for each and every plot segment. Then I came back 20 years later to do another 50 chapters in the first version of the re-release. And you protagonists are getting so cliche, always coming out with some unexpected winning move in the last moment. Can't you give us villains a chance to look cool for once? Well, the answer to that is a little complicated. It all stems from the fact that Langrisser didn't respond to Almeda's call. Well, Clotaire's plotline has been pretty interesting so far. Or fun, anyways. The wielder of Langrisser are in league with the Agent of Chaos and are even getting along happily? This dimension certainly is ridiculous. So this is all the doing of that Clock of Forgiveness? Can the clock really be used like this? How come the one I bought only had an alarm and 5-turn cooldown reduction feature? Well, since you have nothing to do with these two transgressors, my burning sword will not be turned on you, but if you only intend to get in my way. Actually, you're doing this for Queen Rozenciel's sake, right, Mr. Clotaire? Despite already becoming a hero summoned by Langrisser, you have not forgotten your dedication. You're Matthew, right? So it seems that different dimensions can result in completely different personalities. If you really were the original Matthew who returned with me to those ruins, I believe you would understand the sorrowful yearning within me. But now, the whole world has completely changed. Even if I were to tell you, it would be pointless. Mr. Clotaire, actually we can understand. Through the reflections of Langrisser, we witnessed the anguish of the city in flames in that dimension. But a reflection is just a reflection after all. As one who went through that living nightmare personally, as one who experienced the pain, the hatred, the sense of powerlessness. Looking back on my actions up to this day, I've been such a ridiculous weakling. If only I could have touched her hand back then. Come on, who really understands what you're talking about? Anyways, we demons are masters of treachery. The more I see the things you humans get entangled in, the more I laugh. But seriously, if you really want to save that queen of yours, just doing this will not be enough. Because even if you killed those two and stopped the fire from ravaging the city, you couldn't stop the actions of those vessels, am I right? Vessels? You mean Alpha? Therefore, young man, you are not doing enough. If you want to win over the girl in your heart, you must give it your all. Shut up. That's not the way I feel about Her Majesty. Ah, I understand. You younglings love this role-playing. I know this look all too well. However, that cannot change the tragic, ruinous fate of your beloved queen. You must set the clock forward a little, then a little more. Wow, Bozel, what are you doing? Don't pull us into the time-space vortex too. Wow, Bozel has become a master of romance since falling in love with the lolly licorice? Jeez. Okay, battle number 2. Crystal Aria. The inevitable watch of the crystal, the lonely burden. Go back, hidden shadow of the dark. Feats here is Rozenciel takes no damage, win the battle within 3 turns. Huh. The teleportation load is much heavier than last time. Could it be because the length of time is greater? Wow, how come we're here again? Ah, it seems you're still a young lady who hasn't seen the world. Even taking a time machine is enough to make you gasp. Bozel? Why did you come along with us? What? Can't I? Whoa, that blonde-haired guy just fell out. What's going on? Grenier! Couldn't that guy called Grenier make it over? Unless there's already been a repulsion in the dimensional space, that means that we're getting closer to the period of time Mr. Clotaire originally experienced. Getting closer? Then Her Majesty the Queen. Is this place? Regensburg, 140 years ago. If it's this place, then that means Her Majesty the Queen. Wait! That girl, is she... The riots have intensified in the south again? If this goes on, I'm afraid the reclamation of this already contented land will become even more difficult. If the riots are not suppressed and order is not restored immediately... No, it's still not enough. If I choose to rest at a time like this, my people... Are you really going to push yourself like this? With your fragile body, you won't be able to hold out long like this. Ah, so it's you, Amstel. It's a pity, but I cannot rest yet, for in this crystal-laden lands far beyond this window, my people are suffering. I must fulfill my duty as queen. Although I may be far away, I must do everything I can to protect them. You're clearly nothing but an ordinary mortal, yet you insist on trying to be brave. Amstel, although your words are harsh, you have actually always cared about me, haven't you? As queen, I must repay you for your loyalty and patience. How is the situation in the east? Have the refugees who fled from where the crystal plague broke out managed to settle down? Landford has gone ahead personally. I trust there will be news soon. Rachel also went to investigate the crystal wastelands. Oh, I hope things will be alright there. Help me make preparations to move out. I'm going personally to the crystal. Ugh. Has it reached this stage already? Her body is deteriorating faster than I anticipated. If I don't do something quickly, this rare vessel might go to waste. I still have so many things to do. My suffering people are waiting for me. I can't. If there are some ways to treat these wounds and allow me and my people to carry on. If you insist, then the only solution is to inocate your life core. The moment of inculation will be extremely painful for you, but as long as it succeeds... Life core? Life core? Is this something Alpha sees in the very last moment? At a time like this. This is your only chance if you truly love your people and wish to rid them of their suffering. Then accept this gift of life. You will be rejuvenated enough to allow you to deal with all these dangerous and complex matters. For my people, then I... Your Highness, don't trust his words of deceit. Her words of deceit. Mr. Clotaire has broken out. We need to help him too. Okay. So I have to bring Bozel. Have to bring Clotaire. And Clotaire has to take no damage. So why don't I try maybe bringing a teleporter to teleport Clotaire forward to take out my opponent. Let's see how this works out. Let's go. Who are you? How dare you break into the Queen's palace? Who am I? Ha! I'm one who has witnessed all the pain and suffering of this empire, and who has witnessed everything that she has endured and sacrificed. What an unexpected reunion, Alpha! Now allow me to expose your true face. What? Okay. Let's just teleport Clotaire up. And maybe I'll just have him single target strike. So Crystal, strike Alpha. I think that's it, isn't it? Let's turn danger zone, just to make sure I don't hurt Rozenciel, right? Let's see what happens. This guy knows my secret and my real name? Who are you really? For what purpose have you come here? To safeguard Her Majesty and annihilate you, of course. Amstel, what is this? With matters as they stand, it seems there is no need to hide anymore. All who have seen this face will be buried here anyway. Loyal servants of my almighty master, let us destroy these pestilent humans together. Amstel, what are you? Your Highness, watch out! Alright. So let's just launch out. Hold on. If I do this, Searing Void, I can hit all of those characters, and then simply have Hein finish off the last lesson. No! He's controlling all my abilities and movements. This is impossible! 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 Who are you? Turn to ashes, Alpha. This sword is the retribution for everything you did that day. Damn it, I actually lost to someone like you. There is no place in this world left for a creature like you. What are you? Stop. Your Majesty? Without me, this girl will not last long. Kill me and you will only quicken her demise. Do you mean to say that this was all part of your plan? You knew that this day would come? My almighty master saw through all this long ago and put it to use. I am nothing more than a tool for executing the plan in his stead. So kill me. Even if I die, it will not stop Master's return and ascension. You, too stubborn to admit your mistakes even on the verge of death. In that case, so be it. No, Mr. Clotaire. If she dies here, then Queen Rozenciel will die too. That's a scream from a man, not a woman. You really are never able to achieve, only to ruin, Alpha. You can't even accomplish a simple task like this. It doesn't matter. I suppose these are the limits of an inferior specimen like you. That voice? Is this another vessel? He has an aura even more dangerous than that of Alpha. Oh, that's strange. I sense the aura of Alhazard amongst this riffraff. Ha, so the mighty Alhazard has fallen into the hands of these mongrels. Damn you! Who are you calling mongrels? So the mongrels get angry too? Ah, I know you. Aren't you those vessels who stole the main villain's role from us demons? I really don't know how creeps like you manage to attract so many fans. Is it thanks to these horrendous tights which skirt the limits of common decency? You're a madman who talks utter nonsense. It makes me sick to think that Alhazard was once wielded by someone like you. But in any case, you're going to die here. Let those be your last words. Ah, do you think I'd be worthy of the title of Prince Bozel if I had the patience for such provocation? Draw your sword, imp. Let this prince teach you about the dignity of a true villain. I won't let you creeps get your way either. I must cut off the source of the crystal plague here. Whoa, we're fighting again? We can't let the wrong history go on any longer. Clock of forgiveness! Okay, Rozenciel takes no damage, win the battle from 3 turns. Moving on. Wake up, child. Open your eyes. Everything is fine. It's all over. You're safe now. You're in good health. Where am I? My body. Crystals. Huh? Crystals? I've already... You're safe, child. You are healthy. Never again will you be tormented by the pain of the crystal disease. My crystal disease? It's been cured? Then you're the one from the story. Her Majesty, Queen Rozenciel? You heard about me from a story? Then you really can cure the crystal disease. You really, huh? But your body is covered in crystals too. Huh, I must have scared you, child. Don't worry, I won't hurt you, and my crystals won't hurt you either. This is a curse that only I bear, but I will not let this curse cause harm to others. This, it's a curse? Alright, child. Now tell me, what is your name? My name is Clotaire. 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 I'll remember it. That's a nice name. I'm sorry to tell you, but the village you lived in before has been destroyed by the crystals and by angry mobs. You might not be able to return home. But if you wish, how would you like to live with me from now on? Alrighty. So, next then is the third battle. Actually, let's double check first. Because I know I have to use Rozenciel for 2 battles, but it looks like it's going to be the 4th and 5th battles. So, that's fine. Because it says Palace Symphony, and then Whisper of the Past. So let's do the 3rd battle here without any worries. The glimmering moonlight, the evil sword that extinguishes light, burn to a cinder, blasphemy, sin of the world. No one from your team was killed. Win the battle within 6 turns. Again. Sucked into a time vortex again? But it hasn't stopped yet. What are you all trying to do? Can't you see that you're challenging both my strength and my dignity? But you had to turn the clock again and let that guy go. You've got it wrong, Bozel. The purpose of our time travels is to save Queen Rozenciel, not to tarnish your record. By causing a mess like this, not only will you be unable to save Queen Rozenciel, but even Mr. Clotaire will be affected too. What? You mean to say that we failed? But we clearly managed to stop Alpha in time and prevented the crystals from corroding Her Majesty's body. Correct, we did help Queen Rozenciel avoid becoming a host of the crystals. However, it was precisely because the crystals were stripped of their core power that Queen Rozenciel suffered such a terrible fate later in life. Then, was Her Majesty also infected with the Crystal Plague? Given her character, could it be that, even having lost the power of the crystals, she still intends to charge ahead into the crystal-ridden front line? That's right. Despite being seriously ill, she hasn't forgotten about her people who are suffering in the crystal wastelands, but this time she isn't able to heal them. Ugh. Dying a painful death from the crystal disease. No, that's not how I want things to end! If I could return to an earlier point in time and sever the source of the crystals in the fog, perhaps I could. So what position did you set the clock to? Where are we going this time? To the time when this nightmare began, of course. When it began, then your destination is the final war of 150 years ago? A thick, dark aura. I can sense that evil weapon hiding in the depths. This aura. I can't be mistaken. It's the same as the aura of that demon sword wielded by that masked one. Alhazard must be hidden here. So this is what the legendary Alhazard truly is! Those Crimsonians created the magic super weapon of Pelia and then forged the key of utter perfection to control it. Alhazard! So in this way, even Langrisser is nothing to fear. If they dare show themselves before me again, they'll be met by a blow powerful enough to destroy the world. Geyer, your laugh of pride can be heard from across the city walls. Have you found a way to completely destroy Langrisser? Verkia, what are you doing here? I've told you so many times, don't be angry all the time. It affects your beauty. Shut up! Geyer, do you still not understand our current situation? Aside from that red-haired vessel charging our way with Langrisser, even those Crimsonians are coming to settle their score with us. The Crimsonians? Damn it! That fool Rainforce splitting up his forces to make a sneak attack. Does he have no understanding of priorities? Huh. That weak prince can't control his men at all. That one called Zero is piloting his warships straight towards us. Those moon people really are impatient. If that Zero really wants Alhazard so badly, then... Zero? Your Majesty once told me about the history of Regenburg, that it was because of the destruction of Zero's flying warship and the explosion of its core that the Crystal Plague spread throughout the Empire. If I can stop the demons here and take back Alhazard... So what are you waiting for? The enemy is knocking on our door, and you're just standing here giggling. Don't panic, Verkia. You don't yet understand the true power contained in Alhazard. You're still going to keep me in suspense? You're getting more and more arrogant now that Lord Bozo's not around. Isn't this a scene from Langrisser 5? Returning to this place gives me a cursed sense of familiarity. But I will not give up my revenge for this. This game which all gave me nothing but humiliating scenes in which I'm always on the verge of death. This time I'm going to redeem myself for all that shame. How? These two are here too? Wow, Matthew? Matthew's gone. Does that mean we're getting closer and closer to the original timeline? Lord Bozel? How come you're... What? But Bozel? But I thought Langus and the others had already... Have I been discovered? Then I would just have to attack head on. There's nowhere for you to run. Now, hand over Alhazard! So for this battle, I guess you have to kill off both Ferkia and Geyer, and I don't think there's anything left to say. I mean, once again, the feats are no one from the team was killed and win the battle from 6 turns, so let's begin. Who are you? Are you here to take Alhazard too? No, I have not come for Alhazard. I have simply come to prevent the disasters that resulted of your wanton and reckless actions. As long as I stop you now and eliminate the root cause of everything that happened, Regenberg will surely attain everlasting prosperity, and Her Majesty will surely live a long and happy life. Sheer nonsense! How can a puny Regenberg prevent the invasion of us demons? As long as I have this sword, the world will soon be reduced to ashes. Then go ahead and show me the so-called power to reduce the world to ashes. Demon summoning. Alright, so if I just move down 2 and launch out the Searing Void, that wipes out all those demons. Now, there's just you 2 left. Don't get ahead of yourself, maggot. You're just sending yourselves to an early grave. Let's go Danger Zone, and I guess I'll end turn. Lord Bozel? Are you sure you want to stand with the enemy? Huh? Do you detest that I haven't been beaten enough times already, Ferkia? After all these years playing the punching bag character, I finally have a chance to redeem myself. Being a yes man to his enemy while striking a blow to his allies, Bozel really is a great model of treachery for the demons. But of course, I, Bozel, have always been the fundamental teacher of the demons. Something like this is naturally... Wait a minute! What do you mean, model of treachery? Are you trying to mock me? Focus! The enemy has Alhazard! Oh wow. Pretty long distance. There you go. Alright, so be it. So why don't I have Clotaire then? Just melee attack Ferkia. Maybe I'll just run back. And heal Almeida. Geyer comes down. And I can have Clotaire melee strike and finish off Geyer. Grah! I clearly had only just figured out how to use this sword and obtain this power. I want Pelia! Another pathetic person who has succumbed to that ancient uncontrollable power. No, scum like you can no longer be called a person. You cannot touch that sword. Your struggle is meaningless. Now, this is your end. Ah, my sword! My sword! As long as I defeat the ringleader and cut off the source of the fog and crystal plague in Regenberg, then everything will. Quickly, defeat the enemy and take Alhazard. We cannot let an evil power like Alhazard fall into the hands of those demons. More reinforcements? It's Miss Jessica and Mr. Sigma? Oh no! Have we been misunderstood? So it's you, Bozel, Agent of Chaos? Geyer and Ferkia are just your servants. You're the one pulling the strings behind all this. Has actually been you. The one pulling the strings behind all this. What the? I clearly worked so hard to rid myself of my punching bag status. How come we're back again? 3 enemies? Looks like I need to wipe them out all at once. It seems we've landed ourselves in a very unfavorable situation. We won't be able to save Queen Rozenciel like this either. What did you say? Queen Rozenciel, please be careful. This is demon territory. We mustn't go any further. No, since this is something that happened in my country, I must be the one to take care of it. This is Your Majesty, Queen Rozenciel? Running into Queen Rozenciel at a time like this? Mr. Clotaire, you... That pink-haired girl and that man with the flaming sword must be working for the demons, correct? As Queen, I order you, Langrisser, to assist these heroes and drive the demons out of the land of Reckenberg. Understood. No, this isn't right. No matter what, I don't wish to fight you. No, this must be a mistake. Why should I? Enough! No more of this drivel. You two, use the clock and get out of here. Leave the rest to me. Don't be ridiculous. You're up against such a powerful opponent. I may have basically been reduced to a comic relief character at this point, but don't underestimate me. I'm a professional when it comes to getting trashed by, dealing with these self-righteous protagonist types. Besides, I've got Alhazard. So get going. I'll go back after I've played with them for a while. After all, I don't belong in this space-time. Licorice is waiting for me. Is leaving still the only choice? Your Majesty, no matter what, I cannot fight you. It looks like I'll have to turn the clock again if I want to clear up these misunderstandings and contradictions. You're Lord Bozel, right? Clotaire will never forget your bravery today. Somewhere, at some point in the future, I believe that we will meet again. So Bozel acknowledges that he's a master at getting his ass beaten. Well, in the case. Battle completes. 5 more Clotaire memory shards. Your Majesty, you're back? Yes, I'm back, Clotaire. Are you feeling better? Yes, I'm much better. You're amazing, Your Majesty. You can even cure this strange crystal disease. If it weren't for you, I might have already... Alright, no need to think about those nasty things anymore. That time has passed. A new beginning awaits you. Speaking of which, I have a new story to tell. Would you like to keep listening? Whoa, a new story? Is it really okay? Her Majesty the Queen is always so busy. Yes, I am indeed very busy, but I'm sure you must be feeling bored all alone here in the palace, Clotaire. Where did we get up to last time? We were up to... The girl wakes up every day to sunshine and birdsong. Standing by the windowsill, she trims the roses and yearns for her fiancé, who is out on a military expedition, and hopes that he may return soon. But there's a part I don't quite understand. The story mentions sunshine. What's that? Oh, sunshine? It's a kind of thing that lights up the sky and warms a room after you get up every morning. All living things depend on sunshine to grow. Depends upon sunshine? I don't think I've ever seen sunshine. The sky here is always grey and gloomy. Yes, it's always so gloomy. I know. Your Majesty the Queen. This so-called sunshine must be you. You light up the world and warm the sky. Everything here depends upon Her Majesty. The sunshine of the story must be referring to you. Eh? You must be. Oh yeah, and the girl was awaiting her fiancé, right? I guess her fiancé must have gone to war. Did he return in the end? Your Majesty? Yes, of course. The girl's fiancé was soon triumphant, and the king held a lavish wedding for them. The old king finally got to see his daughter in a wedding gown. And the princess and the general, in the end, lived happily ever after. So, next battle will be cleared the next day, of course, and I will have to make sure I bring Rozenciel to both. So now it's time to finish up Clotaire's remaining Gates of Fate, and the fourth one, which I need to bring Rozenciel for, is Palace Symphony. A wedding of blood and conspiracy, the tragedy of flames that repeats itself. Twist away, evil burning past. Victory condition, defeat all enemies except for Gizroff, feat Seer's win within 7 rounds, and defeat 5 enemies within 2 turns. Ow, my head hurts. Mr. Clotaire, are you okay? You still here? I'm sorry for dragging you into this endless cycle. Not at all. I'm actually quite curious as to how this story will end. You've already sacrificed so much and endured so much. If this doesn't end well, it will be such a shame. The things I've sacrificed and endured? Ha! Compared to what Her Majesty the Queen has been through, it's not even worth mentioning. It's my incompetence that has caused me to fail time and time again. Unless I'm wrong, even having defeated Geyer, we still couldn't have prevented Gizerov's return in 100 years later. Therefore, we must go back in time, further back. Mr. Clotaire, if we go any further back in time, we'll be in the period that was before even the final war. Going that far back, even the smallest of actions can have enormous consequences. Indeed, so we must be extremely cautious this time. No matter what, we must find that most crucial and precarious moment. At least so that Her Majesty the Queen can... Yep, the exit. The exit has... Now, would the bride and groom please come and stand before the altar? Let's go, Rozenciel. May the gods witness the day of our union. Yes. I'm so glad, sis. The day that Father has been waiting for, to see you in a wedding gown, has finally come. Father, this must please you, right? Yes. To finally see Rozenciel get married, I can rest at ease and... Kruger can finally marry the princess. This Prince Frederick is the only remaining obstacle to seizing the throne. Once the wedding is concluded, then... Now, General Kruger and Princess Rozenciel, the groom and bride, please close your eyes and make a declaration to the gods to show your loyalty and love to one another. I'm ready. I'm sure you're looking forward to it too, right, Rozenciel? Rozenciel? Yes, I will keep my promise to Father and let him witness our marriage. General Kruger, do you agree to love and honor the princess in sickness and health until death do you part? I do. Princess Rozenciel, do you agree to love and honor General Kruger in sickness and in health until death do you part? Sis? Rozenciel? What's wrong, Rozenciel? Are you feeling unwell? No, I was just thinking about how a marriage like this is a rare thing in special times such as these. Don't worry. Once we're married, everything will be alright. The Regensburg Federation will surely be restored to its former glory. Come, Rozenciel, say I do. I do? Now let us seal the... I do not! What's that sound? Who are you? I am your doom! Sis? Rozenciel. What are you? An uninvited guest? Could it be that the Prince's faction knew about my strategy and this is their preemptive strike? Then I might as well go tit for tat and use this opportunity to wipe you all out. Assassin! It's an assassin! Quick, protect the general and the princess. Gizerov prepared this many troops in advance? So he was plotting this all along. Prince Frederick, you secretly arranged for an assassin to disrupt the wedding and kill General Kruger. Just what are you planning? What? Magic Marshal Gizerov? What are you talking about? For the sake of seizing the throne, you didn't hesitate to destroy your own sister's happiness, poison the aging king, and eliminate your enemies. All of Regensburg's sufferings up to this day are the result of your actions. Oh, Magic Marshal Gizerov had always warned me that you might rebel. But I never thought you'd really... Frederick. No, don't listen to him. Father, I really... No, it can't be. Frederick, are you really... I told you long ago, Rozenciel. Your brother has been plotting to murder you and your father all along. The assassin that broke into our wedding today is the clearest proof of it. No, I didn't. Do even you not believe me, sis? I don't know this man with the blazing sword, let alone what he plans to do here. Ha! Still trying your sophistry? Enough! Soldiers attack! Bring me the prince and his entourage. Okay. So the key is, as long as I bring Rozenciel, I'm good to go. And the feats are such that you can bring everyone, fill up all the slots. So there's no character limitations there. So let's just drop down Rozenciel and crush all these enemies very easily and quickly. Here we go. Danger zone. Don't be afraid, Your Majesty. I mean, Princess Rozenciel. I won't hurt you. No, I don't trust you. Still trying to beguile the princess? You fiend. I'm going to crush you. Whoa, I just arrived and it's already come to blows. General Clotaire, I'm coming to help you. Let's see. Magic Marshal Gizeroff with an AoE. Only black hole. So whatever. Let's have action buff. Let's have guess why don't I try a black hole here. That wipes out all the enemies. Die, Kruger! A scheming manipulator of feelings like you is not worthy of living in this world. What? How do you have such power? Kruger! Damn it. General Kruger has already... Don't panic. Soldiers, remain calm. Follow my orders. Ignore him for now. Cut the head off the snake. Get Frederick first. Yes. Yes, sir. What? Wait, I'm a prince of the Federation. Prince? As of now, you're nothing but a traitor plotting against the Federation. No, that's not... No, Frederick, no! Don't go over there, Rozenciel. That old devil will kill you too. Now get that man who set the fire. You think you can just sit back and relax with getting blood on your hands? I'll put an end to your twisted fate, you evil puppet master. Oh, interesting. A whole bunch of additional enemies spawn now. So why don't I... Let's see. Can't move very far. So maybe I'll just... Immolation crystallization here and really attack this assassin. I'm going to mass crystal healing my two mages here. And I'll just leave Almeida back. So with the crystal healing, nobody should die, and really, even if they melee attack me, they're dying off. So, works out. Alright, so let's have Shafaniel have been sanctioned and finish the battle. Give up, Gizeroff. This is the end for you. No, impossible. I cannot be defeated in a place like this. I will not give up now. Trying to run? I won't let you slip away so easily. Sob, sob, sob. Frederick, why? Why? Even now, after losing so many of the people closest to me, does fate still torment me like this? Your Majesty? No, Rozenciel, please calm down. This is just a scheme of that old man. They just want to take advantage of you. No, I'm not trusting an outsider like you. Your Majesty? Damn it. We completely fell for Gizarov's trap. I didn't expect that scheming villain to go even so far as the wedding. You are still too young, boy. A successful person must be prepared at all times. Do not let an opportunity pass when it appears. Spare me your words of pride. You're nothing but a dead man walking. You cannot escape this sword's judgment. No, nobody can kill me. Nobody. You will pay the price for your ignorance and derangement. Wow, is this guy a mutant? He even transformed half his body into magic weaponry. Is Gizarov going to blow himself up? Gizarov, you! Disrupted by this outsider after working so hard to reach this point. Whatever. Only weaklings feel regret for a foregone conclusion, and I'm going to bury this world! Win within 7 rounds. Defeat 5 enemies within 2 turns. Rozenciel, Rozenciel, Rozenciel? No, it can't be. Why, even in a time like this? Oh, Princess Rozenciel, she's already... No, this cannot be. It cannot! Wake up, Your Majesty, wake up! Mr. Clotaire, we need to get out of here. This castle is about to collapse. It's another ending like this? The collapsing castle, the searing flames is exactly the same as before. Could it be that this fate really is irreversible? Is this her preordained destiny? No, I must have missed something. I must have gotten something wrong. Whether it's fate or a trick of the gods, I must change it for you. Your Majesty, you're going out again? Yes, stay here in the palace and be good, Clotaire. Don't go running around. I understand. I'll stay in my room and read, but... What? Are you going off to war again? Won't those thugs and roaming demons attack you? Ha! Are you worried about me again? I just need to fulfill my duty as queen. I must protect my people and safeguard our country. Oh, I never knew that being queen was such a difficult and tiring thing. Yes, to be the ruler of a country, one must accept all the responsibilities, but in fact, there is nothing simple or easy about life in this world for anyone. Whether you are a farmer, a merchant, a soldier, a general, a lord, or an emperor, you must shoulder the responsibilities of your duty. Then, Your Majesty, do you really want to become the queen of a kingdom? Are you completely willing? And do you desire to assume this responsibility? Do I want to be the queen of a kingdom? Why do you ask that so suddenly? If you were forced to accept the throne and take on this responsibility, then that's not fair to you. You could have lived a normal, happy life as an ordinary person, but were forced to shoulder the fate of this empire. If that's really the case, Clotaire, you're still too young. I'm afraid there are some things you cannot understand. There are many things in life where it seems as though you have a choice, but actually you don't. When your father, brother, and fiancé depart one by one, and all the signs of destiny point to you alone, the only thing you can do is remain calm and accept it. But that sounds so cruel. Listen, Clotaire, when you've grown a little older and started to face real decisions, you'll understand all this. I have to grow up to make decisions? No, I've already made up my decision. When I grow up, I'm going to become a general. I want to go off to war with you. I want to protect you, Your Majesty, and if there are any traitors or demons there to try hurt you, I'll fight them off. Become a general? Alright, but only those who graduate from the High Lord Academy with the best grades and who are the most valiant in combat can become my generals. But that inevitably involves arduous training and study, as well as facing the possibility of losing your own life as well as those of your friends at any time. Even in the face of all this, are you willing to accept it and persevere? Of course, I'll do anything to protect Her Majesty the Queen. Alright, then I look forward to the day when I can decorate you with your badge. Alright, 60 Trinity Crystals, and then we'll be on the last battle, Whisper of the Past. But first, let's unlock that 4th bond. for the 30 extra crystals. Actually, might as well gift him up to the full friendship
ま
level.
た戦術について語り合いたいものだな。
And then begin the Gate of Fate. So once again, have to bring Rozenciel. Glaz appears within 3 turns. No one from your team was killed.
折れた。
Just double checking. Yeah, Rozenciel. So here we go. The final battle. The air of mystery after a heavy fog and inescapable twisted fate. Farewell, lingering old friend. Is this the limit of the clock's power? Yes, I'm the only one left. All attempts thus far have failed. Any attempts to change one's destiny will inevitably be doomed to failure. But why? Is this her so-called preordained fate? Rozenciel, is she doomed to embark on this path of pain and suffering? Yes, you are bound to failure. Regenberg is bound to burn, and the power of Alhazard is bound to engulf this land. All your efforts have been entirely in vain. But if I go into the past and prevent the catastrophe by severing the cause at its source and stopping the arrival of chaos, then all that awaits you will be her tragic death, my poor General Clotaire. A vessel must accept that it is a vessel. Rozenciel is nothing but one piece in the puzzle of Master's plan. Then what if I kill you too, before the crystal disease corroded her, before the torment of the illness consumed her will? It would be nothing but an exercise in futility. She was doomed to her fate 100 years ago. Nobody can stop our rebirth. Rebirth? Then if I go back even further into the past and put an end to all of this before that war, you are foolishly struggling in vain. The only thing that awaits you is disappointment at your own ignorance and frustration at your own powerlessness. Then what if I stop you long before you can implement your plan? I'll send that twisted monster to hell right when this all began. Stop with these futile suggestions, Clotaire. You've done enough for me already. But I can't abandon you at a time like this. I can't just sit by and watch as you... This is my destiny as Queen of the Empire. This is the inevitable end of the woman known as Rozenciel. This is irreversible, unalterable, unstoppable. It is the flow of destiny. No, it can't be. You've given so much for this land and for these people. You ought to attain the happiness you deserve. If you didn't have to bear the burden imposed on you by destiny, if you didn't have to tolerate these cruel jokes that fate played on you, if you had just lived the life of an ordinary girl, maybe you could... Could what? Return to somebody that... which belongs to them? Rescue somebody who ought not to die? What? You're... Wait, who am I talking with? I am the only one in this dimensional void. The exit of this dimension is up ahead, General Clotaire. No, that version of me that hasn't given up on his duty and long-held desire, even as time and space collapsed around him. Another long day. I wonder when this shift will be over. That traitor Gizerov is locked in battle with His Highness the Prince right now. Now is not the time to relax. Besides, His Highness is still inside with General Emily. You'd better not slack off. I know. It's just that this battle is beyond belief. General Kruger actually tried to steal the throne from His Highness the Prince. If Princess Rozenciel knew that her husband would go to war against her own brother, she would surely be stricken with grief. We're just soldiers. It's better not to discuss matters that are above us. Although I have heard that recently, a demon who can possess people and take control of their minds has appeared. I don't know whether it's true. Who knows? But I'd rather go and fight those demons than be forced to kill my own brothers. Reporting in, the Lord Chancellor has come to see His Highness the Prince. Please deliver the message. Huh? Is the Lord Chancellor here to discuss a new strategy to deal with Gizerov? Alright, we'll deliver the message right away. Where is Prince Frederick? I want to see him. His Highness the Prince is inside. He will be here in a moment. Is General Lanford not here either? Correct. General Lanford has gone to the front line. He set off not long ago. Haha, what a marvelously rare opportunity. Without that meddlesome guy, I'm sure my plan will go smoothly. What did you say? Ah, it's the Lord Chancellor. I'm so pleased that you found the time to come at a critical moment like this. Haha, hello, Your Highness. Lord Chancellor, you don't look very well. Have you not been sleeping well recently? Ah, you must be overworked with this civil war that's going on in the Federation. You needn't worry about me, Your Highness. I have a matter of great importance to tell you about, Your Highness. A matter of great importance? Shall we go inside to discuss this matter in detail? No, there's no need. You need only wait here for a while. Run, Your Highness! Get away from that man! Who's there? Who are you? Your Highness, go into the camp quickly. That man is not the real Chancellor. He's been possessed by a demon. What? So, Rozenciel, and I suppose Symphony will be fine. No need to change anything up. Let's begin. You can't fool me. You're no Chancellor. You're the demon god Glaz. No, impossible. My cover was flawless. Master's plan was perfect. You, who are you? I don't care who you are. I will destroy anyone who tries to get in the way of Master's plan. Come and try. Damn it, what's going on? Which side should I help? You are General Emily of Regenberg, the future defender of Caconsis. Open your eyes. Let me show you the true identity of that demon. Damn it, I won't let you get your way. Demons, hear my summons. Demons? Then it's true? Draw your sword, General Emily. If Prince Frederick is assassinated, my dream, no, all our efforts will be in vain.
ここに仰せのままに。
何かお手伝いできることありますか?
Well, let's just have Symphony having sanction to start. My head and my body, it hurts. Ugh, this sword can actually hurt me? Someone like you is certainly a threat to Master Gizeroth. You must be eliminated.
仰せのままに。
Interesting. So now
仰せのままに。
let's take out these enemies. So if I have
怪人にキスがいい。
Immolation Crystallization get activated and launch an AoE of some kind. Or maybe Meteor?
怪人にキスがいい。
And I suppose I'm just going to activate Crystal Ward. Oh, I get to control these guys. Interesting. Huh. I actually control Emily as well. Whoops. Alright, that's fine. Whatever, let's just move them back. The whole point is to keep them alive anyways, not to have them die. Emily can fight against the Skeleton Master. Now that there's the crystal healing effect. And if I simply have... Let's see. Well, Demolish has an extra range because of activation of the Caconsis Crown, which makes that skeleton die. But assuming it didn't die, I could have all these other characters finish it off. While
仰せのまま
Clotaire can wipe out the lava table. Whatever. Well, actually, Clotaire could use his AoE, but anyways, it worked. So, Master's plan. Possess the Chancellor, kill the Prince, possess Emily, kill Lanford. You mortal, why must you ruin everything? Ah! Return to somebody that which belongs to him. Rescue somebody who ought not to die. Is this the final answer to the riddle? Then turn to ashes, demon. This all exceeds my wildest imaginings. I was under the control of a demon god. If it weren't for the help of this hero, I, His Highness, and the entire Federation army might have. We received news from Caconsis too that the demon god had used his possession power to assassinate the Prince of Caconsis before all of this happened. Wasn't it the King of Caconsis? Not Prince? Anyways. The demon god was lurking in Caconsis as Gizroth from the very beginning. It appears that all the conflicts between the Federation and the Kingdom of Caconsis were their doing. Has Shafenio been crowned Queen of Caconsis? Faced with this grudge against Gizroth, who murdered her father. Well, in that case, we ought to invite Caconsis to form an alliance with us again. We share a mutual enemy. We should unite against Gizroth. After the death of the incompetent King Caconsis, I am sure that the sages and ministers of the country would embrace such a suggestion. A wise plan, Prince Frederick. No, I should say Your Majesty. Your Majesty? No, but I'm not yet. It is your duty to lead the crusade against Gizroth and Kruger, who stole the throne that rightfully belongs to you. It is also the only way for your sister, Princess Rozenciel, to attain happiness. My sister? It is true. This is also the ultimate purpose of my present trip. Lord Chancellor, General Emily, may I have a word alone with this brave hero? At your command. I'm sorry, it seems I haven't asked your name yet. No, my name is not important. How could it not be important? Your deep understanding of Reichenberg's situation, your manner of dress, and your selfless care for Rozenciel and I. Did you once serve the first emperor? The old one of Reichenberg? The old one? Ha, that's right. There is indeed no difference between the past and the future for humans. Future? Sorry, I don't understand. Wait, why are you kneeling down? Get up! You're the savior of Frederick. You cannot. Prince Frederick, I have seen the merciless crystal waste and have witnessed the magic fog of despair that shrouds the land. I have witnessed a queen who has struggled to maintain order in a dying country for over 100 years, far more than her frail body could bear. The capital has collapsed, the country is in flames. I held in my arms the dearest person in my life and watched through streaming tears as she disappeared. But finally I crossed the torrents of time and space to reach this moment, to ask only one thing of you. Whatever you desire, Frederick will go through the fires of hell to attain it. Take up the throne of Reichenberg, become a wise and courageous king who shoulders the responsibilities of the land and its people. For her, the queen you speak of, yes, only by removing her from this confrontation between the forces of light and darkness can she be happy. Only then can she have a future. What are you? I was, or rather, I should have been the protector of Rozenciel throughout her life. I understand. I will. In the name of the King of Reichenberg, I swear to you, I will protect Rozenciel. I will hold you to this promise. As my mission is now complete, it is time for me to leave. Go, Prince Frederick. The future is in your hands. Alright. And done. Oh! And you get an extra Rozenciel shard out of it too. So Clotaire gives a Rozenciel shard, and Rozenciel gives a Clotaire shard. Interesting. Lost in this chaos of time and space, on the other side of a dimensional cycle, Her Majesty will surely have a better future now, and I will fulfill my mission. No, this is the only way I can repay her, and it's the life that Her Majesty ought to have. The clock has run out. At last. Can I go back? Marshal Lanford, is all this true? Yes, although we failed to kill Gizeroff in our assault, we at least drove him back to his lair. Leave the rest to us. You must be frightened amidst all this chaos. The capital is not safe right now. I hope to at least allow you and Prince Frederick to meet first. Frederick, my little brother, he's alright? He sent out an assassin before. Ah, that was a plot by Gizeroff and Kruger. Oh, I see. Speak. How do I speak? My lips and tongues are frozen stiff. Move, Clotaire, say something! That is the person for whom you crossed time and space, the one you yearned for. Though their eyes met, they were but ships passing in the night. Clotaire had 1,000 things he wished to tell her, but could not. The pain he felt was washed over, like a teardrop in the rain. Yes, what else can be said? What else can you tell her? Until that moment in the distant future when you meet again by chance, you are just ships passing in the night. So say your goodbyes like this, leave her without a trace. There's no need to disturb her, just quietly bid your final farewell. So he bowed, turned, and left. But just as he was about to bid farewell to the sunny and flower-filled Regensburg, a young girl's voice pierced the air. Clotaire? What? I'm sorry. Why do I have such a wonderful feeling? This name suddenly appeared in my memories. I know it's impolite to ask, but sir, haven't I met you somewhere before? This is our first meeting, Princess Rozenciel. Though in spite of this, we know each other's names. Perhaps it's destiny, a memory from the future. Destiny from the future? It's quite a puzzling thought, but if this is your way of inviting me, well then, see you in the future. Then, as you wish. Of course. And just like that, after 999 failures, wow, and 999 voyages through time, the hero known as Clotaire finally saved the girl he loved. Their eyes met in this sea of flowers in the sunshine and made a promise to meet again. 100 years later, under the stone tablet where they first met, in a new and perfect Regensburg. That's the end? I can't believe boring stories like this are even told these days. What are you thinking about, Clotaire? You've been staring at our family's stone tablet for a long time. You even inscribed such a long story on this stone for the sake of playing this prank. That's quite an undertaking. What prank? This stone tablet has been passed down since my grandmother's time. It's been standing there as long as I can remember. It's something that existed in the time of Rozenciel? The protagonist's name is the same as mine. Inscribing these letters must have taken a lot of work on your part. What? Don't be so over-imaginative. The name is just a coincidence, that's all. Besides, the protagonist of the story has immolation crystal magic and time-traveling abilities. Which is a lot more than can be said for you. Those are just embellishments for children to believe. Crystals, clocks, outlandish things like that simply cannot exist. You really don't have a single romantic cell in your body. The thought of having to deal with a blockhead like you for the rest of my life gives me an inexplicable headache. And only a total romanticist like you would give an engagement speech at my award ceremony. Ah, you meanie? Stop bringing that up every time. It's called surprise. Think about it. When you were at that ceremony receiving a reward for graduating top of the class at the High Lord Academy, the sun was shining and the flowers were blooming, and everyone in the audience had their eyes on us. Hey, what are you doing holding my hand? If you want to confess your heart to me, there are more appropriate occasions to... Honestly, you really are hopeless. Oh well, I like you this way. But we must hurry, my queen. If we don't get to the church on time, Marshal Emily will be very cross. Alright, so 90 Trinity Crystals. that was kind of cute. And Clotaire's 5 Gates of Fate are now complete. So I will also just pick up that last reward of 45 Trinity Crystals for Clotaire, and he is basically done at this point. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful to you. And on that note, Nitro out.